Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this Saturday, soon-to-be afternoon, between the Xtreme Hockey and the Reapers of the 2015 age group. Both teams coming into this match 0-2. This is a very important matchup for both teams, and here we go.
Back with the Xtreme Hockey, 2 games in a row. We just saw their 2018-born team take a thrilling 3-2 victory over the Silverbacks, and here they are, their 2015-born squad, taking on the Reapers, your starting goalies. It's Ethan Flynn in for the Xtreme Hockey. And the Reapers, they got Henry Hunter up in between the pipes.
Well, both teams, like I said, have an 0-2 record, so it's going to be really important for each team to get that first goal here tonight, this afternoon.
Especially when you're trying to crawl your way into the semifinals. A must-win game. There's a shot that takes a couple of redirections on the way there. That's taken away by the Reapers and sent up the wall by McDonald. Going back to the Xtreme Hockey defense in between the legs of Lewis, and they quickly pounce on it. McDonald back. The shot just misses the net of Flynn. And wow, a quick chance for the Reapers, trying to get off to a good start in this game.
Well, a trend we've seen just 2 games into Saturday is most opportunities coming from pickpockets.
And here's Logan McDonald up for the Reapers, hits the brakes, goes back to his blue line. There's a shot that just misses the net. That one taken by Coyle. Now going around the net for Martin. Charlie Martin out for the Xtreme Hockey, up with speed. Little saucer pass trying to get through center. That's deflected by the stick of a Reaper, and down the ice it'll go. It's moved back along the boards as the Reapers come up the other way. Moving on with it now is Burke. Little flip pass. Martin again taking it with a shot. That's deflected up and high and will go into the opposite corner. The Xtreme Hockey trying to bring it up. That one's blocked at the wall by McPherson. McPherson still battling up against the wall, trying to move it to the line to Landry. He falls down, loses balance, and back they go the other way. Up with speed, here's a shot, they score! What a snipe, Casey Pearson going to the top corner, and that gives the Xtreme Hockey a 1-0 lead.
Well, not much the Reaper goalie can do on that. That was just a beautiful shot on a wire straight to the top shelf.
An absolute missile, just entering the zone, taking a shot from the ring line. And nothing goaltender Hunter could do about that one. Xtreme Hockey up to a quick 1-0 lead. Now entering the zone now is Bungay. He's stripped of the puck, and now the Reapers take it back the other way. Burke stepping into the zone, shot, fanned on it, and it now goes back to defenseman Lewis. Misplays it now, cutting into the middle. Woodcock Vaughn out to the middle, right in the slot, attempted shot. That one never got to the net. Xtreme Hockey bring it out of the zone. Here they crawl over, now make their way into the zone. Hitting the brakes, going to the blue line, waiting, shooting, deflected, save, rebound, another try. Hunter making about 3 saves there, still with it at the side of the net before it goes back to the Reapers defense, and they recover with it behind their own cage. Bringing up with speed. Was Locke Burke before he was upended. Stagg being a good defenseman, blocking any path that the Reapers were trying to pave. Here's Coyle again. Up through center, entering the zone, trying to dangle out one. Does, but falls down. A good defensive play. William Lewis trying to go up the boards. This one's just going to be blocked in. Still fighting for it before it will just exit the blue line here. Some bunch of puck battles right next to the center ice pillar before the Reapers enter it in and take it in. Work it in. There's a shot right after the whistle. Believe that's Mike Isaac. Tried to walk in and have a shot.
So far the Reapers doing a great job at breaking out of their zone, but the only problem I'm seeing here is their ability to just maintain control in the offensive zone.
Especially on their attempted shots. They haven't got too many pucks on net so far. They've often been blocked. Now McIsaac stretching a pass over for Johnny McDonald, stepping in. Here's a shot, it's blocked once more. Gotta get those shots to the net, but gotta give credit to the Xtreme Hockey defense, blocking every shot that has come their way. Here's O'Keefe into the zone, moving some nice move. What a dangle, O'Keefe out in front. Now it slides all the way to the blue line. Working up with a shot is Clow, and that one just misses wide. Reapers with a solid breakout. McDonald losing in the feet of a linesman. He jumps up onto the bench, and the Reapers go back the other way. They walk in, there's a shot, save made, and that will be a whistle. And some raw stuff out in front of the net of Ethan Flynn. And it looks like we may see a Reapers power play coming out of this one.
Well, the Reapers presented with a very golden opportunity here to tie this game up after some tempers flared in front of the Xtreme net.
And here's the quick shot on the replay. It's just a shot to the net. Great job controlling it by Flynn. Not giving up any rebound, and here's a 5-on-3. Looking like that was going to be covered to the side of the net there. It's Liam Clow that's going to get the 2 for, I believe, a rough, cleared into the zone by Burke. A Reaper falls. Now the Xtreme Hockey will clear it down into the zone. Still a 1-0 game in favor of the Xtreme Hockey. Working back with it is Devlin. Going off the boards, that's taken by Nickerson. Working in the zone, he falls, and that's going to be offside, and the Xtreme Hockey will rotate and go back the other way. Pass up the board, trying to get that to McPherson. He's shoved along right next to the penalty box. And right at the blue line, working it is Boutillier. Cutting across wide, get past Barnes. Boutillier still in the zone, hits the brakes, and now gets trapped in between 2 Xtreme Hockey players. That'll be delayed offside. Xtreme Hockey managed to clear the zone. That one hits the penalty box where Clow is sitting. McPherson moves it across. Xtreme Hockey through the neutral end. That's Martin. Stepping in, Martin with the shot. Deflected and blocked wide. Nickerson picking it up in the corner. He's tripped, and that's going to be another call. Maybe a 5-on-3. Give him the puck. Want to have as much 5-on-3 time as they possibly can. And they will touch up. And we'll have another penalty to the Xtreme Hockey. So a Reapers 5-on-3 up and coming. And if their power play there was a golden opportunity, this is a platinum opportunity to get up on the board here. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for 33 seconds. And that's going to be Ben Tizard. That's going to go off for a trip here at 6:40 of the first period. Here holding at the line, Landry. Trying to put it down around 2 Xtreme Hockey. Right out in front, trying to get the shot off. There was Boutillier. Another try, Burke throwing that out in front. It's right in the slot. Caught him between a couple feet, and the Xtreme Hockey will manage to clear it outside the zone.
Scramble in front of the Xtreme net, but like knocked out of danger by the Xtreme defenders.
And here we go. 5-on-3 is now expired. 5-on-4 up and coming. Bo Landry stepping in. Now what a move. Bo Landry still with it. Shot save made by Flynn with the pad. The rebound was waiting right out in front of the crease. More power play time still to come for the Reapers. Unsuccessful on the 2-man advantage. Now they have their chance at a power play. They shoot it down. This one's not going to go for icing. And maybe cleared down by Lewis. He rams it up against the board, trying to get that one over for Bungay. Now getting pinned along the board is Logan McDonald of the Reapers. Working in, gives it away to Woodcock Vaughn. Behind the net, now taken away by William Lewis. Poke checked again, Woodcock Vaughn in there for the Reapers. And taken back by William Lewis off of multiple puck scrums. And you'll make no mistake, puck splits the D and will go all the way down the ice, giving chance for the Xtreme Hockey to get some fresh troops out on the ice here. Reapers work their way out. Moving up with speed, McDonald. Tried to skate into the zone, unsuccessful. Now goes back for Coyle. Coyle shovels a backhand pass over for Chiasson as he dumps it into the zone. Just a couple seconds still left on the man advantage. Pass it in front, sent right to the net. And that will stop play as the Reapers are now out of time on any man advantages.
Here's your hockey fun fact of the day. The last helmetless player retired in 1997. Craig McTavish was the last NHL player to play without a helmet. He was grandfathered in after the NHL made helmets mandatory in 1979.
Here's the Reapers right off the draw at the blue line. A shot save made by Flynn. The rebound's loose out on the slot. And then it's in the net, but it's whistled down before.
The Reapers doing a great job at sustaining pressure, especially on the goalie, jumping on any loose pucks in the crease.
Like right there, if you're a goaltender that's going up against this Reaper squad, you got to be ready to cover the puck at all costs. Right there, they do manage to get the puck in the net, but the whistle was blown prior to. Xtreme Hockey with possession in their own end. Trying to throw it up the wall, goes back to the Reapers defense, shot across by McIsaac. Now moving up in the zone with speed, a McDonald stepping in, trying to do a nice little flip deke, and that one's taken away by Keogh. Taken back by the Reapers, poke check once more, loosen a couple feet, and it's taken away by the Xtreme Hockey. Almost a perfect stretch pass up. It's sent along the boards by Declan Coyle. Pass out in front. That one's intercepted and taken back by O'Keefe. Now shot in by Joy. As the Xtreme Hockey now will get some more fresh changes. Here are the Reapers trying to get out of their zone. It's Prentice trying to move it out. This one's just going to get out of the zone. Carried in by Boutillier. Boutillier in. They call it offside. Although that Nickerson looked to have had a skate on the blue line there.
The Reapers supporters clearly not too happy with that call. Their dismay audible from all the way here in the commentator booth.
Especially on that rush. Could have been a 2-on-2. Nickerson trying to move his way back into the zone. That one's poke check and taken away by Pearson. Now a defenseman trying to pick up the puck with his glove. That's Casey Pearson going back the other way. Pearson looking out in front to the slot, and that one avoided. Everyone sticks, and the Reapers go back the other way. Here with speed, Nash Nickerson. Working up, trying to get by Lewis. Working in, trying to get a shot off, and he was taken down. Multiple players falling down on the ice. Boutillier trying to go around the net. This one's cleared, and will go all the way down by an errant pass. So less than 3 minutes left. This one covered here by Hunter. And we have ourselves a 1-0 Xtreme Hockey up in the lead. Casey Pearson had our first and only goal at 10:19 of this first period. Reapers come back the other way with speed. Moving across the red line. Leading the rush is Prentice. Prentice, he is stick lifted by Rose. What a great play to back check and lift his stick in time. Here's Lincoln Rose again, trying to clear off a body, trying to pounce on it. There was Prentice. Xtreme Hockey going back the other way. Bungay with it, he'll shoot it in. This one will hit the stick of Hunter, and he'll leave it out for his defense. Bringing it around the boards is Campbell. That goes to the opposite hash marks before the Xtreme Hockey retake possession again. Banked off the boards by Joy. Brought in, they look to go cross ice. Still loose, Bungay with a shot, and that one's blocked right in front by a diving Reaper. That looks to be Burke, who had laid his body on the line. Pass to the blue line, waiting and shooting. Tizzard, block deflected, the rebound scores!
The Xtreme finding success in the slot. This play starts with the puck being cycled to the point, thrown to the net, and the garbage gets put in.
And that's how a lot of goals have been scored this tournament, by the usage of those blue lines. And Ben Tizzard had a lot of real estate, could have walked in even and shot it. He decides to stand still to fire it towards the net, blocked and deflected off a Reaper's twig and into the back of the net.
Right place, right time.
And that's going to be Lincoln Rose that's going to get the goal, who was waiting just back door. And the puck lands right to his stick. Going to have assists from Tizzard and Bungay here at 1:56 of the first period. Reapers storm back in their own end. McDonald Trying to move it to the middle. Walking in is Johnny McDonald. And can we get a shot off? And that one goes on the net. And a little poke on the goaltender after. Clearly some audible frustration coming from the other side of the ice.
This game clearly getting a bit feisty here on and off the ice.
And hopefully that don't boil over into the second or third period if one team happens to be down by a decent margin. Walking in, the shot is just above the net of Flynn, or he maybe potentially had gone a stick on it. Here's a backhander to the blue line, waiting and dangling there. Here's Logan McDonald back to the blue line. Waiting, it's chipped by Coyle. Now taken back up by the Xtreme Hockey, maybe a 2-on-1. A great defensive play by Leland McIsaac, breaking up what definitely was an odd man rush. Moved across, Johnny McDonald. Trying to move that to the middle, gets it right back to his twig after he had got up. Trying to move into the zone was Martin. It's sent back to McDonald. Now moving it to the middle. Johnny McDonald moving up on Lewis. Going cutting wide around the net. Looking for a pass to get out in front. Drops it behind him. Logan McDonald now. We're going to have a penalty coming up against the Xtreme Hockey, I do believe.
The Xtreme parents, again, voicing their frustration at the call. Parents clearly not happy with that one.
And that is the Xtreme Hockey's third penalty of the game. And we'll have another look at it. It was Johnny McDonald heading behind the net and dropped it off. And did kind of get rubbed out a bit after he had lost possession of the puck. And here, what a steal. Nickerson moving in. The shot hit the post. And what a pick and steal for Nash Nickerson, and almost puts it to the top shelf.
Just mere centimeters away from cutting the Xtreme lead in half, but puck luck goes their way.
And Flynn's gonna have to appreciate and thank his post here after the period as he goes out to get the puck. And what was ever so close to getting the Reapers a 1-0 lead, we'll show it again as we get to our first intermission. And what a close call. It is 2-0 Xtreme Hockey after 1. And after a quick pause, back for period 2 action. Here we go, we switch sides here, and Reapers quickly win the draw. That one's moved in by McPherson, then shot back to defenseman Devlin. Devlin waiting, making no mistake, going D to D. As they quickly break out of the zone, there's a pass made for Boutillier, waiting, trying to put one on net, and that one's blocked. Devlin moving down in the zone, then cutting back up towards the blue line. Moves it to the middle. That one's in between the feet of Burke, and maybe a break going the other way. It's Bungay up with speed. Gonna have a shot. That one not too much power on it after he had lost some of his balance, making that first initial deke. Moving back up, Lennon McPherson up with speed. McPherson into the zone. Waits and shoots. Save made by Flynn. The rebound moved out to the slot. Another try right next to the pad. Still loose. And that is going to be our first whistle here of the second period.
Well, early on in the second period, the Reapers coming out of the gates flying with a very early scoring opportunity.
There's McPherson there with the initial shot before it is cleared. And they are still on the man advantage here for just under 45. That one's quickly going to go to Flynn, and he'll cover. Reapers so far 0 for 2 on their man advantage so far. They look to turn around here, and they are off to a good start. There's a quickly shot out by the Xtreme Hockey. Not off to a good start on that faceoff. It's Lincoln Rose. It'll make no mistake. It's down in behind the Reapers net. Prentice wades and lays a pass up to the left wing. Moving with it in the middle is Burke. Across over for Prentice. He shoots and just misses the net. Just wide left and moved in behind the net. A puck battle featuring Prentice and Xtreme Hockey defenseman, as now William Lewis is out of the box. We play 5-on-5 momentarily. There's Martin and Prentice both going to whack the puck, and it ends up in the bench. So we've got ourselves a very exciting start here to the second period, with the Reapers having a pretty good power play, getting a lot of shots on. Some of them just still aren't getting to the net, and Flynn can't ignore his performance. He has stood tall in between the pipes so far. Moved up Logan McDonald, up for Johnny McDonald. Up the right, cutting in, McDonald, the shot hit off the outside of the post. Now moved up but not outside the zone. There's a turnaround shot made by Johnny McDonald. That one never got on net. Another try. Here's Whittleton, putting it down behind the net. Going to chase after it is Clough. Taken down Logan McDonald as the puck rattles around both of their bodies. Whittleton out in front. Johnny McDonald trying to get the shot off. Then it went just in between his feet, and the Xtreme Hockey go back the other way. Up with speed. Now it's O'Keefe. Moving in. What a toe drag. Kicks off his skate, and that one's taken and moved away by Logan McDonald. Lays a nice pass into the middle. Now taken by Johnny McDonald. Left off for Whittleton. He'll make no mistake and slide it into the zone as his team goes for some changes. Tizard, who has an assist earlier in this game on the Xtreme Hockey second goal, moved up the wall. It was Johnny McDonald who was looking to go for a change and now has to back check. Clearly tired. In the shot that's just above the net by Casey Pearson. Has one goal so far, and he has showed that he has a missile of a shot on him. There's McIsaac trying to move it back the other way. Delayed offside, touched up on a breakaway.
Well, the Reapers player clearly not happy with that offside call. It's been a very prominent pattern so far. The Reapers especially not really happy with the officiating so far in the game.
And it hasn't just gone for one team, it's gone for both so far. And the Reapers still have yet to get one by Flynn. Have hit the post multiple times. Have been ever so close and numerous. Here's Pearson working his way in, almost finishing with some nice angles at the blue line. It's Randall shooting. It's deflected down and off the pad of Hunter and wide. The pass it in front, back door. They wait. The shot save made by Hunter. It trickles along the line, and it's moved out. Pearson again. He's bumped along the boards, going down, as now they get a bit physical down in the zone of the Reapers. Moving it around the cage, and now goes up to the blue line, just under the reach of Randall. Going back the other way, here's Nickerson. Going up with speed, trying to move to the middle, and poked off as it's now recovered by Randall. Moved across the boards, brought back in by McPherson. McPherson trying to look up towards the line. This one's barely held in by Campbell. Sophie Randall clearing her zone before it gets over for Pearson trying to move in. Pearson and Lachlan Campbell going against the boards, where one of them falls. Now it's McPherson that goes behind the cage. McPherson, he's angled out, almost given away. Pearson trying to bulldoze his way to the middle. Campbell now, again, going around his cage. Blocked in before it's shot. And dumped in once more by Keogh. Lachlan Campbell waiting for it. Little one-touch pass over for Boutillier, then back for Campbell. This one moved across the boards for Landry. Trying to move it up above the ringette line. This one's just be held in. Landry again, another clear attempt, blocked by Bungay. Down low, waiting, and a fanned-on shot by Rose. Now collisions down in the opposite end of the zone. Trying to move it down low is Pike. Back down, another try. They still jab at it. It's in the corner, up to the point. Keogh wide open, shooting, save made by Hunter. Campbell off the rebound. Passed up, trying to go in out of the blue line, McPherson. Now across, Pike. He's trying to go across over for Tizard, who dumps it in for Campbell.
The Reapers being caught on a late change here as the Express gets some fresh legs on the ice. The Xtreme, sorry.
Especially after being in the offensive zone, they had wanted all players on, trying to take in that chance to score and stayed out just a little bit. Xtreme Hockey now in their defensive zone, trying to move it out. This one's blocked in at the line. Shot in by Chesson. It moves behind the net over for Lewis. Lewis had tried to move it along the wall. This one's blocked in by Burke and kept into the zone. Trying to move it out, O'Keefe on and on his backhand. Waits, it's in the face-off circle, and it finally gets out. Xtreme Hockey will be able to clear the zone. Pass for O'Keefe. That one just slides under his backhand. Chasing back on it is McIsaac. It's Leland McIsaac. Now putting it back over for Burke. Lachlan Burke against the wall for Lewis. Shot in. Now trying to move that one over for O'Keefe again as they battle right next to the bench of the Xtreme Hockey Reapers. Back to their blue line. A nice cycling play of the puck before it gets to Prentice, before they moved it up. That errant pass went for Lewis, who then played it off over to the left wing, over for Pearson, and a penalty up and coming. I believe this one's against the Xtreme Hockey again. And it looks like this one is Charlie Martin. That's going to head to the box for the Reapers with another chance on the power play. The Reapers with their fourth try here on the man advantage.
There'll be a goaltending switch for the Xtreme with Ethan Flint subbing in for Simon Russell.
Xtreme Hockey down in their own end. Working with it was Rose before he pinned himself up in the corner. Now goes up to the blue line. Waiting is Landry. Putting it against the wall. Waiting, trying to pass that one over in front. And that one's going to be lifted all the way up to center. A potential break. Working up with speed. That's Burns up. Shoots and just missed the net. Max Burns showing off his wheels as he moves all the way from inside his blue line to the Reapers' blue line to corral that puck and almost gets a short-handed goal. Here's Pearson walking in, scores!
This play all starts at center ice with Pearson's relentless forecheck, giving him the puck and giving him the opportunity to score at home.
And that's going to be his second of the game. And another missile being wired from Pearson here in this game. Works his way along the left. Doesn't see any options, so just has a shot. And that one goes in the net, making it now 3-0 Xtreme Hockey. Quickly off the draw, brought in by Rose. Pike's gonna forecheck. It's gonna be Campbell. And tries to move it against the wall. Pike and Campbell still battling for it. Lachlan Campbell now comes up victorious. Now back for Peyton Pike. Pike makes a wise move and will just pin it up against the board, and that's going to kill a solid 10 seconds off the clock as now the Reapers come back the other way with speed. Lennon McPherson over the blue line. McPherson still in, trying to cut to the middle, and he's poke-checked, and the puck is stolen off his stick by Rose. Campbell hovering back with it in the middle. He passes across over for Landry. Landry stepping in, trying to cut around. He's poke-checked again. This one's taken by Pike and kicked up the wall. Brought back in by the Reapers. Little behind the back pass. McPherson to the net. It's out in the slot. Reapers try it again. There's a shot that misses the net wide. As now there's just less than 10 seconds still to go on their man advantage. Hasn't been too hot so far. Wide open. Campbell works in. Now has to find the puck in the corner. Power play now over. Martin is out of the box. Landry holding at the line. Tries to shoot it back in. And it's blocked and bumped out by Bungay, but taking a bit of a stumble. Boutillier, hung along the right side, moves in. Boutillier has some room. Tries to move it along his backhand, curls around and tries to move it to the blue line. Taken out, now going up with speed, Max O'Keefe. Moving in, good pass, Landry. O'Keefe on his backhand, tripped up, and we're going to have our first power play here for the Xtreme Hockey.
Xtreme Hockey giving a late power play opportunity here already with a 3-0 lead, looking to add on it.
And what a play from Max O'Keefe, getting the puck and using his wheels, and a good job at protecting the puck here, forcing Landry to trip him up in order to get the puck off his stick. Now Xtreme Hockey man advantage here. Reapers attempt to clear, and it will successfully go off the boards and outside and back into the Xtreme Hockey end. Moving behind their net, taking their time on this one. A little bit of a fan pass as it now gets up along the right side for O'Keefe, who drew the penalty. Now he gets poke-checked. Wilson. There's Lewis coming in. It's flipped high in the air and out to center. Clough waiting, will initiate a jump and chase. That one goes off the leg of a Reaper and to be taken out by Chiasson. Moves up the wall. Moving in now. Prentice has some room. Prentice, the shot. What a save made by Flynn. It looked like it had knocked off his stick and then gone off the crossbar. That's now 3 posts that have been hit by this Reapers squad. They have been so close on multiple occasions. Now going back for it, McIsaac. Around the net. Hits the brakes, looks back the other way whilst being chased by Martin. Moved up along the wall and going to make no mistake there, clearing it all the way down as we now have less than a minute to go in our first period. Xtreme Hockey bring it out. There's a pass that hits off the skates of Martin and will now redirect out in the middle. Shot back in by the Reapers. Hitting the brakes now, going the other way is Tizard. Tizard has a bit of room and space and moves it up against the wall. Now getting it out of a scrum, Pearson in, gonna probably have a shot again, and he shoots, and that's gloved down by Hunter. And Casey Pearson, you already know he's looking for that hat trick. Had walked down on the power play on a small 2-on-1, took the shot. That one's gloved down by Henry Hunter. Xtreme Hockey off the draw, waiting at the blue line. Shoots, that one goes high and hits the crossbar again. 2 crossbars hit on this power play. One for the Xtreme Hockey, the other for the Reapers. Pass out in front. That one's knocked away by Johnny McDonald. Power play for the Xtreme Hockey now over. They pin it up along the boards. This one's behind the net of Hunter. And that will be the end of our second period. Xtreme Hockey 3, Reapers still no score.
All right, so through 2 periods of play, what are your thoughts so far?
This game really shouldn't be 3-0. Both teams have played an equal game. The Reapers have hit 3 posts so far. But ultimately, the Xtreme Hockey are in the lead because of their ability to finish their chances.
Well, I think the Xtreme Hockey, to be quite frank, they haven't done anything bad this game. They've been, well, to be blunt, they've been playing a quite perfect game. But if you're the Reapers, I think what you really need to do right now is shut down those neutral zone stretch passes. The Xtreme have had a big number of odd man rushes and breakaways just off stretch passes through the neutral zone. If the Reapers can clog up those passing lanes, they can turn this game around.
And especially clog up those lanes when there's Casey Pearson moving down the wing. That guy has got a shot on him, and if you let him shoot, it's very hard for goaltenders to react in time, especially on a one-on-one. Here we go to start the third. Face-off going to be taken by Whittleton. Reapers only have 4 guys. Here they bring on a 5th. And here we go. Reapers moving in quickly. Might be a break. Whittleton into his forehand. Scores! And what a start to the third period for the Reapers. And excuse me, that's Johnny McDonald, not Whittleton. He gets the Reapers up on the board here in this third period, just 9 seconds in, right off the draw.
Well, the Reapers with some early pressure, which gives them this opportunity. The Reapers reaping the fruits of their pressure.
So they have now found themselves on the board here in this first period, and they look to continue that to make this comeback. It's lying under Whittleton. It was under his feet, being held down to the ground. Moving in, toe drag from Logan McDonald. He had tried to send that one over to Johnny McDonald. Back in the Xtreme zone now. They try to break it out. Out of the zone it goes, thanks to Bungay. Reapers move it back with Whittleton putting it into the zone. Moving back here is Rose of the Xtreme Hockey behind the net. A little flip for Bungay as the outlet pass gets them out of the zone. Sent across, this one doesn't manage to hit Rose. So it'll now go back to the Reapers. Here's Landry. Passing that one up, Logan McDonald. Stepping into the zone, puts it by Keogh. And now that will give a chance for some Reapers to get some changes. Xtreme Hockey now in the process of breaking out of their zone. There's a pass to the middle. Reapers bring it back. Looking like Nickerson had been taken down, but back goes Pike. He's bumped off the puck. Now goes Whittleton, moving in, trying to get a shot. Excuse me, that's Nash Nickerson. Stepping in, still loose on his backhand to the point. Campbell loads up and shoots. Block deflected out in the slot before it is swept away. And we're going to have a penalty call. I believe it's going to go again against the Reapers.
Discipline really shutting down the Reapers' ability to produce offense. I mean, playing one man down for the majority of the game really isn't going to help you produce offense.
And it's Lennon McPherson that's going to get a cross-checking call. You might be able to see it here, but here's the shot. That goes right to the net. There's a bit of a scramble out in front. So the Xtreme Hockey now back to the man advantage. At the blue line, it's Tizard. Trying to play that one off, or for Joy. They move down in the corner before it hits O'Keefe. O'Keefe with some room, traveling to the slot, hitting the brakes. The shot save made by Hunter. Joy back with it, throwing that out in front in the slot. Was looking for his target and ends up with O'Keefe. And he now looks to the blue line. Tizard the shot, misses. Joy along the left side of the net, sharp angle shot saved by Hunter. Rebound, wraparound attempt made by O'Keefe. And he was just unsuccessful in doing so. It was awfully close to getting the Xtreme Hockey a 4-1 lead. Reapers trying to head back the other way. They clear the zone. Tizard goes back in, offside. That's going to be that's going to be offside here. You got less than 10 minutes to go. Xtreme Hockey on what could be a crucial man advantage here in this one. They got 1:19 left in the Lennon McPherson cross-checking call. Moving back in his own end, Pearson trying to throw it across. It's Prentice moving it up against the boards and cleared back by the Xtreme Hockey. Shot back by the Reapers, playing a little game of catch here before it was mishandled a little bit here by Tizard. Tizard hitting the brakes. Looking for an option, then goes up against the boards. That one's taken away by Prentice. Going back against Tizard as they work their way up into the corner. Still pinned up before it's taken up by the Xtreme Hockey as they exit their zone along the right side. Moving towards the middle, Pearson still cutting in, shoots it along, goes high, and into the zone is gloved down by a Reaper defenseman. Shot high in the air. This is tipped off of Stagg, but will get outside the zone. Moving back with it, Martin. Charlie Martin picking up some steam through the neutral zone, enters the zone, shoots, save made by the pad of Hunter. And now the Reapers have tons of time. It's a little giveaway here, coughing up the puck to Rose. Rose trying to go behind the net. McPherson about to leave the box. Reapers now will ice it one last time. And McPherson now out of the box. So now 5-on-5 for both teams here. A player from each team falling down right behind the net of Flynn. Still loose before it's taken up by Woodcock Vaughn. He will just be able to keep it in the zone. Making a pass down low. There's a shot deflected. McPherson going around the net, still with it. Has two opposing players on him as they fall down to the ground. Reaper still with possession, looking around the net. Burke throwing that out in front. McPherson trying to pounce on the rebound, and it's swept away over to the side hash marks. Keeping it in the zone here is Landry. Falling down in the process.
The physicality really being turned up a notch here in the third period. Players flying all over the place.
When just sent out of the zone, it's barely going to be touched by Campbell. It wouldn't have had enough for an icing anyway. A crucial clear out now gives a chance for the Xtreme Hockey to make some changes. But the Reapers a little miscommunication, go the other way, and a huge hit right at center ice. And that's going to be a penalty, I believe, against the Xtreme Hockey. The Reapers now have a power play coming up. Johnny McDonald cutting to the middle, pass to the blue line. Campbell steps up and shoots and just misses the net. Another try to the side of the net, somehow not touched up. So now going to go behind the net. Campbell now in a battle, lifts the stick. Still a delayed penalty, net empty for the Reapers. Shot in by Landry. It'll go around the cage, almost be touched up by McDonald, side of the net. Still a delayed penalty here on the Xtreme Hockey. The Reapers play 6-on-5. Throw it out in front, it's loose right under the slot. Taken away. Johnny McDonald out in the corner, falls, and it will be touched up here. And what a great play entirely in the sequence of the Reapers on that delayed penalty.
The parents just as fiery as the players on the ice, as these players bump and hit each other. The parents clearly voicing their displeasure of the refs' decisions. Let's hope this doesn't get any worse than it already has.
And hold up, we're going to have two penalties here against the Xtreme Hockey. So it's going to be a 5-on-3. Here's the first one right here at center ice that had happened a while ago. A huge collision out in center ice. But it's now going to be a 5-on-3 for the Reapers for 2 minutes. We have Lincoln Rose and Gabe Brown in the box right now. There's a shot, pad save made by Flynn. Here we go, kept it at the line, pass in the middle. That one just goes and slides under the stick of Prentice. Logan McDonald rather, pass to the middle. Whittleton, the shot, and that one's deflected wide. Logan McDonald thrown out in front. Johnny McDonald tried to shove it in the net, and that one's taken away and into the corner. Up to the blue line, waiting, going across to McIsaac. McIsaac waits, and will chip it by Martin. Waiting, Logan McDonald trying to pass it to the middle. That one's hit high, deflected by Martin. And McIsaac has to pick up his net guard, and now must go to the bench. Walking to the middle, there's a shot. That one just misses wide. Whittleton waiting in the corner, trying to throw that one out in front. You have another Reaper on the ice, as it's now been half of the time on the 5-on-3 will be cleared down. And what great penalty killing thus far as we now get to the second half of the third period. Reapers on a crucial 5-on-3 penalty kill. Moving to the net, that one's a save made by Flynn. Move to the blue line. Shot from Boutillier. Deflected and just wide of the net. What a perfect redirection that just ends up wide of the net. Pass to the front. McPherson winds up the shot and he fanned on it. Another try. McPherson out to the middle. Burke shoots. Just misses the net. Rebound put back to the net by Prentice, and it's going to be covered by Flynn.
The Reapers peppering the Xtreme net with shots from all over the place. But Ethan Flynn will stand tall in net, not letting anything get past him.
And just 26 seconds now left, shorthanded for the Xtreme Hockey. And they have just making shots and shots and shots. Here's the redirection from earlier as play still goes on. Less than 5 to go in the third period. Looked out in front and went right next to the post. Reaper still with that at the blue line. Campbell has a shot. It's deflected, put to the net, but caught around by Stagg. And 5-on-3 now over. And what a kill for the Xtreme Hockey. Back out to the slot. It ends up in the side of the net. Reaper still with it, trying to put it to the blue line. It goes around, DDD pass. Lachlan Campbell, the long shot, almost redirected to the net. Nickerson trying to make a play. It's Prentice. Trying to put it behind him, blocked in almost by Boutillier. Now Rose sent it over to the middle. Working up, there's a shot made there from Brownwood, just left the box. Trying to move it up the boards, Boutillier. It's loose, McPherson there as it goes behind the net for Campbell. Less than 4 minutes here to go in the third period. What has been an incredibly intense game so far here on MST. Now Reapers moving it up. We have a delayed penalty behind the play. 2 players getting roughed up. And they're both gonna go. And ref signals 5-on-5. And I don't believe our replay would have gotten it. It was right next to the defenseman door of the Reapers bench. And the face-off is going to go back into the neutral zone next to the Xtreme Hockey bench. They are up to a 3-1 lead so far. Penalty going to Peyton Pike and Lennon McPherson of their respective teams. Reapers walk in, fake a shot, another try, save made by Flynn.
The Reapers with one final push here in the last third of this final frame of action here, trying to get those 2 goals that they so desperately need.
And they have been close numerous times this game, especially on that 5-on-3, which would have been the most golden opportunity so far in this game. McIsaac from the blue line walks in with a shot that just goes above the net. Another great try there, as no one had been pressuring Leland McIsaac, and it's just put over the net. So with it behind the net, Landry looks at it front, in the front, the slot, the shot. What a save made by the glove of Flynn.
Flynn with probably the save of the game, denying the Reapers that goal that probably would have generated them a lot of momentum.
There was a Reaper that was left right in the slot, all alone, not covered, and Flynn bails their defense out, keeping this game at 3-1. Reapers again winning the draw. Curling back in is Burke. Now goes behind the net. Tizard lays him up against the boards, right on in front of the back door. Looking for it there. Believe was Max Parentis. Was just unable to corral it. Now moving back up, O'Keefe. He was quickly poke checked as he now ends up offside. Here at 2:41 of the third. If you're just tuning in so far, the goals, it was 2-0 Xtreme Hockey after the first. Those goals coming from Casey Pearson, unassisted, and Rose from Tizard and Bungay. And in the second period rather, Casey Pearson made it a 3-0 game, getting his second shorthanded. And most recently in the third, 9 seconds in, it was Johnny McDonald from the Reapers. Now it's Brown, moving it over to O'Keefe. O'Keefe trying to step in along his defense. Still works his way into the corner and just loses possession of the puck before it's ridden along the boards. Logan McDonald may have a little space here. Now puts it in the middle. Johnny McDonald steps it along the blue line. Trying to go around Lewis. McDonald still with it. Puts it ahead of him, loses possession. But in there to grab it is Logan McDonald. Looks towards his blue line. Sees a man waiting and clearing it in is Coyle. It's moved along the boards once again. Now put to the middle. Pass. Blue line. Coyle making another play. And now Hunter has gone to the bench. Reapers with an empty net here. Down by 2 with a minute and a half to go. Blue line waiting. The shot is deflected up and high. Will hit off the glass. It's put along the boards by Clough. Waiting, going back for it. Bungay along the wall. Caught him by Coyle. It goes in between his skates. Walking in, out of the zone. Lincoln Rose, the shot, and scores. And he scores into the empty net. And that'll make it a 4-1 game in favor of the Xtreme Hockey. So he puts in the empty net goal. Now making it 4-1 Xtreme Hockey here with just over a minute left to play. And what a game we have watched today. Working back into the zone was Barnes before getting called for offside. And it looks like it's going to go to Lincoln Rose, believe unassisted. The two crucial players in the Xtreme Hockey lineup, Casey Pearson and Lincoln Rose, both with 2 goals each, leading them to a victory here today. Reapers put it up in the neutral zone. McPherson brings it in, and it's called offside. What a game it has been for the Xtreme Hockey from a team that had been shut out twice. They will now go up 4-1 here in a crucial game. Xtreme Hockey moving it back up. O'Keefe on a breakaway, lifts it and scores! Or he does it, it's off the crossbar. Now it's in the crease and it's taken away. What a sequence of events. I had thought that had gone on the bottom part of the bar and gone in, but it was this line in the crease. Hockey move it outside their zone. Blocked in by Landry. Still kept in as there's a bit of rough stuff here after the play. Moving in, Nickerson around the net looking for a wraparound. And covered, I believe, at 0.6, and they'll run the clock. And your final score from the Uniplex: Xtreme Hockey 4, Reapers 1. And what a game this was to watch. And coming up live, you'll see the player of the games for both teams and a live interview of the MVP of the Xtreme Hockey.
MVP.
Oh, we're doing the
Yeah, interview for the MVP. All right. Your name's Casey, right?
MVP. Yeah.
All right. So we're here with Casey, MVP.
Good.
What do you think you did to earn MVP at the game today?
I got pucks in and I worked hard.
And what do you think you need to do and your team to do to win the gold medal at the ice battle?
We gotta work hard, do what we gotta do to win.
Congratulations, Casey. All right, show the team.